So we've observed an increase in candidate curiosity as opposed to committed candidates actively looking to leave their companies, meaning some organisations have a false sense of security when advertising roles and receiving a positive initial response.
Particularly seeing many organisations finding attracting the best talent difficult at the moment and actually losing candidates at offer stage. Part of the reason we're finding is that many prospects are only starting to test the market after sitting tight during 2020. And their change readiness isn't where it needs to be to accept an offer. Often they're just holding out to see what else is out there and to better understand the opportunity cost.
At the junior end, I'm seeing more consulting candidates are now open to exploring corporate roles than ever before, as they realise there is more potential for long-term growth, but still in roles that have a tangible impact, working for talented leaders coming from the top consulting firms, so they continue to learn and develop.
Startups and scale-ups remain very attractive. However, the flatter structures therein can at times be a hindrance due to a lack of potential to progress up the ladder. And some people can be particularly precious about key contributor positions with smaller to sometimes no teams. Also, if equity or LTI is not offered, it often results in a lack of buy-in into the seniority and importance of the position from a candidate's perspective. So guys, really think about offering some equity or LTI. If you're a startup or a scale-up, it also bodes well for retention of talent, thereby making the hiring investment or ROI much more favorable.
There is, of course, still at the more junior end, a constant trend of candidates wanting to move into tech roles, but more often than not, they have limited tech experience, which is more important in such a competitive market. I always suggest try to get staffed on as many of these types of projects as you can if this truly is where you want to go.
Candidates already in industry seem to be less motivated to move at the moment unless there is a big push for them to do so. This is in contrast to consultants who generally seem more motivated, especially after feeling burnt out or overworked throughout 2020. For many, their productivity on a whole actually increased during the peak of the COVID outbreak, if that was ever considered possible. Other factors driving their motivations to leave are promotions, and in some cases even bonuses being pushed out.
Having had recent conversations with management consultants who are working from home 5 days a week, or sometimes more, it seems that the novelty has finally worn off. Consultants are finding themselves working longer hours when working from home as there is no switch-off point.
Interestingly though, nearly all candidates we are speaking to now expect a certain level of flexibility in terms of the amount of days they have to be in the office. Being in the office 5 days a week is being perceived as an old way of working. Some of our clients are totally on board with this and others need to do a little adjusting. And we'd encourage as much flexibility as possible, as it will make a qualitative difference when comparing who a candidate chooses to work for. We're also seeing candidates opting for a hybrid model when given the choice, as there is still no substitute for face-to-face time to affect change and have impact.
All this being said, most clients are still hesitant to offer a work from anywhere policy, even though many have not seen the office for nearly a year. We're still seeing Sydney-based clients wanting their teams based in Sydney, and the ones that are flexible are finding it harder to attract the candidates as they're worried about the culture.
We are still getting interest from offshore candidates daily, unaware of border closures. None of our clients are even entertaining offshore candidates unless they have permanent residency or citizenship, and it looks like this will be the case for the rest of the year.
Most clients are very reluctant to look at candidates on a visa, while there are a number of candidates who have PR or are citizens. This is due to the cost having changed so much.
We are definitely seeing a buyer's market where the top local talent are having a lot more choice with less competition than usual. This is mainly due to COVID-19, which resulted in overseas candidates unable to apply for jobs in Australia due to border restrictions.
Whilst there is a high level of candidate activity, we are finding that some candidates can be unrealistic in terms of what the industry is paying, especially for the more perceived sexy jobs like in tech or startup. Getting an uplift when leaving consulting is rare, and in the tech and startup space, it can often mean taking a drop in salary.
Previously, clients would have been able to offer excellent offshore talent at a level of salary that would have been seen under market to local candidates. These lower offers were due to relocation and visa costs. At the moment, clients are even reluctant to look at candidates on a sponsored visa in favour of candidates with PR or citizenship due to the vastly increased associated visa costs.
Not wanting to lower their hiring standards, this situation has the potential to drive wages growth in the sector for the first time in a long time. Should enterprise organizations actively fight for the best active or passive talent in the market? It's just coming down to plain demand and supply economics.
Big corporate clients with strong brands and strong leaders are still attractive. However, they will need to address the increasing pay scales at some point and still be able to offer exciting work to attract the top talent.
Those organizations willing to address the pay increments will succeed in attracting the best local talent if the brand is a strong one. There are strong brands in the startup and scale-up environments too, so those organizations should not see themselves disadvantaged in any way from a talent attraction point of view.